Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I have the April update slash recap for my No Pan Left Behind project, in which I'm trying to use every eyeshadow that I have in my collection and I'm documenting as I'm using them. So the goal is to use all of my shadows this year. I calculated at the beginning of this year that I have to use about 48 shadows per month to stay on track. Now, the first 3 months I was ahead of myself. As you can imagine, I had all of my palettes, all of the shadows were unused for this project, so it didn't matter what shadow I would use, it would be a use for this project. And now as I'm getting more into it, I've used more shadows, so there's less options that help me complete this project, if you know what I mean. So this month was a little bit slower. I have drawn all of my palettes and I've made it digital so you can see what has happened, because if I hold up my drawing you cannot tell. I'm using color pencils that I can hardly see, so it was a bit of a struggle to figure out how many shades I'd used this month, but I've colored them all in. So I'm going to show you the graph of so far, and let me check. The color of April was purple. So let's first check what my spreadsheet looked like last month, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like now, so you can hopefully see the purple squares up here. So there's a few. I have counted and I hope I saw all of my very lightly colored purple squares good in my notebook. I counted 40, so I'm a little below what I should be using on average. But last month we used a whopping 91 eyeshadows, so I can afford this slightly less month, if that's what we want to call it, because I still used 40 eyeshadows, which is a lot. And I also completed some palettes this month. Let's just start with my Project Level Up palette, which was the Scooby-Doo palette. If you've seen the update, then this won't be a spoiler, but if you have not seen it yet, I will link it for you if you want to watch it still. I completed this palette for No Pan Left Behind. I only had to use the purple row. For some reason I colored in the orange, but I'm pretty sure it was the purple row that I still had to use. So I did that, and with that this palette was completed for No Pan Left Behind. Then one completely unrelated to any project, but I saw that in my Nabla palette, which holds my singles, I only had to use one to complete that palette. I know it's not a real palette, it just has my singles, which there's only 5, so not a big deal, but I only had to use this shadow right here. I think, yeah, looking at the drawing I already rearranged them. It's fine. I only had to use the purple, and now all of these shades have been used. Then I rolled a little palette into #beauty_chest, and it was the Shrek X Revolution Puss in Boots palette. This has 6 shadows and I completed that as well. And then I talked about last month wanting to use the Nabla Dreamy, which is my Aviation Ravina, and I keep saying it wrong, so I'm sorry. Every time I say Nabla Dreamy, I mean my Aviation Ravina. It's whatever. I only had to use the purple shades, so I did that. Is that correct? That one, yeah. I had to use this shadow, that shadow, and then these two right here. So I did one look, which was easy with these shades because they do work well together. And that is another palette complete. So I did talk about my palettes that I wanted to complete this month. I did not do all of them, as you maybe have seen. I do remember talking about the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. There's one shadow in here that is in my Pamos eyeshadows. I've just been using that one, and the rest of the palette has been kind of neglected. I did, however, do something with orange for King's Day here a few days back, so I did use the orange shadow, and then today I decided to use this green on my eyes as a little bit of a topper for another green. So in this palette I've used 3 shadows. I still have all of these to go. I'm just gonna leave it out. I'm pretty sure I can do this, but I don't know when. I was pretty sure I was gonna be able to do it this month, but clearly I didn't. So we're gonna give it another go. And also in the project right now, this is now in my hashtag beauty chest, is my Lilo Cosmetics 1UP palette. If you've followed me for a while, you know I do not like this palette. The quality is not good, but I'm trying to do No Pan Left Behind on this. I am currently, how many shades away? Many. I've used 3 and that's it. I also now see in my notes that I've marked this shadow to have pan, but clearly this one has pan and that one has pan. I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing this, but it's okay. Doesn't really matter for this project. So I have a ways to go with this palette. Hope I can do it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna try my best. And then my new Project Level Up palette, little spoiler, if you don't want that, click away. I'm now working on my Makeup Beauty Shop Peacock Feathers palette for Project Level Up. So here is that. I've currently used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades out of this palette. So not quite there yet. For Project Level Up, it's gonna take me a while because I have to use all of the shadows 4 times and hit 4 pans. So it's gonna stay in for a while, I think. But for No Pan Left Behind, I have a couple of shadows to use and I think I can do that. And now I have to think about, do I want to roll in something extra? I feel like with Project Level Up, that's just my main focus. That is going to take up a lot of my time and my energy, my effort. So do I want to roll in something? Actually, maybe I do. Wait. I am just gonna pull these palettes out. It might be a stretch. I might not be able to pan them or No Pan Left Behind them, I mean, for this month, but I'm just gonna put them out there. Maybe I can. So in one palette I've already used 1 shadow, and in the other I've already used 3. So, and they're small palettes. The first one I'm gonna pull out is my ColourPop Miss Bliss palette. This is what that looks like. I should hold it like this because the drawing is this way around. I don't want to blind you with the mirror. And so far I've used this shadow because that was in my Panda palette roulette, in a build your own palette. So I have these to go. I want to try to use the glitter as well. I think I could incorporate that in a look. And then the other one I'm pulling out is the Honey palette. I love my yellows. I also love my oranges, so I think this will be nice. This is what mine looks like. So far I have used, let me check, this shadow right here, this one, and that one. Is that correct? Yeah, that is correct, actually. These were all 3 in also that Panda palette. So I have this one to use and then these 5. Again, the glitter, I'm just gonna try and incorporate it in a look. Pretty sure I can do it. If I cannot use the glitters yet, I have some parties and festivals coming up. Not this month, but next month. So I might throw them into a look then. And then we'll be fine. So I think that is it for this month. Like I said, most of my energy is going towards my Project Level Up palette. So that's gonna take a while. I'm throwing in the 2 ColourPop palettes, see what I can do with them. And I'm trying my best to finish the Zulu palette this month for No Pan Left Behind, because it shouldn't be that difficult. And then that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.